We are live, it appears, as we let the YouTubers flow in. Josh, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Great. I'm not great.
Why?
Well, great is reserved for a high spot on my scale.
Oh,
I'm hovering between average to good.
so you're not one of the people that's like, I'm an 11 out of 10.
No,
Good. That's impossible.
but I am doing better now to hear that you're doing great. Okay, so
Is that a Laker hoodie?
okay, I was wondering who would first notice this.
It's you know what? You know what I'll say about it?
What?
You are trying to be as subtle as possible. Like you didn't get the purple with like the big logo. You got like the black with just like the font. Nice touch.
Thank you. It does have these yellow tips that are a bit loud.
I'm sorry. Who should get props for the hoodie that you're wearing right now?
Well, you should obviously.
Obviously.
Yep.
Thank you.
Early pop in. That might be a record pop in that takes a long time to break. That
Well,
one.
I mean, you're sitting here taking credit for a hoodie for to be like low key when you didn't even know that that's the hoodie that you got until today when I showed it to you in the plastic.
Did you
That
think
is
about
true.
that when you bought it though? Did you think about what I said? I knew
I
it.
did. He wanted a purple one with the logo, so I did buy him that one as well. And he said he only wanted that one. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, he's not gonna like this. So I bought him that black one.
I thought it was like you want to be supportive of the team, but like not really. So this is your compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll see the hoodies that I bought. One is a Doncic 77 in black with yellow.
Perfect.
And then the second one is a light purple Jordan logo in the center, like this the Jumpman, and then it just says Los Angeles on the on the pocket of the hoodie, and then on the back it says Lakers, but the hood like covers it. And I was like, this I can wear this.
Perfect.
Yeah. Where's
All right.
yours, Josh?
Good
Nowhere.
banter as we let the YouTube fill in. YouTube's totally different than Instagram. YouTube, I don't know, it takes a while for people to fill in, but they're starting to come in, and we have enough here to get the show started. So, welcome everybody to the crossover. Today is Friday, May 16th, 2025, and we start the show off with mail days.
I'm ready. Do you have a mail day?
I do not.
All right. So first is this. Let's see. Here we go. Can you see it? Okay.
Yes.
2019 Obsidian Todd Gurley. I have to look at the slab because I have no idea about these Panini sets. Electric Etch Blue Finite 1 of 1. These are slick looking. They're like black finite with more of a blue tint to them. 1 of 1. Look, can you see this on the slab?
Which I can see the slab.
Like the damage.
Oh, how did that
That's
happen?
me. I'm trying to get it out of the slab and I can't. Because this is a new cereal and it has like this inner piece of plastic inside of it. Like, have you seen these new slabs? They are really difficult. I used all the strength I have and I couldn't bust through this. So maybe there's a better way that I don't know about. And then 2022 Jamar Chase Black Finite, which I showed on Brett's show yesterday.
Nice mail days. How does it feel to get an off-season NFL mail day?
Amazing.
Yeah.
The prices are better for sure, I think, with these guys. The Gurley was like $100 card, but pretty slick for $100, a 1-on-1.
Yeah.
I'll buy that stuff all the time.
Yep. We'll take it. I want to stay with this idea just for a second about the off season of it all. It feels like there's been less than normal off season NFL talk in the hobby, maybe because there was a lot of hope that Patrick Mahomes would win the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl MVP this year, and he didn't. Also, probably a contributing factor is that baseball's off to a good start with Aaron Judge, that the NBA playoffs have been really good and dramatic, and the NBA season had some good storylines. We have hockey going on. We have McDavid pressing back possibly so they're towards another Stanley Cup attempt. So there's a lot of good storylines going on. But don't you feel, as somebody who's picking up football cards right now, football cards are really out of sight and out of mind?
Totally. I haven't heard any discussion around football at all, except for the draft, which was just like Shador Sanders basically, and then it went away, which I'm okay with. I'm not a big fan of the offseason stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Purdy signing though?
Okay, well, we do have a question about that, so I'll just maybe hold off until we get into that.
Perfect.
Do you get more of a thrill out of buying football cards in season, especially if active players? Gurley is not an active player. No. Doesn't do anything.
I get more thrill off season.
Yeah. Okay.
I like to buy stuff when people aren't talking about it.
Yeah. Yep.
Because then I feel like I'm competing with people that are buying to flip it 2 weeks after a big game or something. You know, like I just don't feel like dealing with all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I completely get it. But
I don't like the feeling of, oh my God, what if he has a bad game? And you know, I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's like the other side of the coin. That's like the minimizing the downside.
Right.
Point of view. Yeah. No. Okay. Well, yeah. We have a Purdy thing coming up, so we'll get to that. All right. Let me restore to my screen, or our view. There we go. The scratch pad. So congrats on those mail days, and now let's get to some questions here. So first question comes from Basketball IQ. What is David Adelman? That's the interim head coach for the Denver Nuggets. What's his final trick in his bag to pull out a legendary Game 7 win on Sunday? What do you think, Josh?
Stop playing Westbrook. Play Jokic the whole game.
Okay. Yeah.
What is he supposed to do?
It might get more complicated too, because Shams came out with a report that Gordon is in doubt.
Yeah.
Because of a possible hamstring injury. But the injury report lists him as questionable, which is a very different status than doubtful.
Yeah, and Murray was questionable, and he had his best game of the series. So
yeah, I'm wondering if there's a little bit of gamesmanship.
Exactly. I don't believe any of that. I did see him grab his hamstring at the end of the game, but
yeah, I'm curious. And also, the Nuggets beat the Thunder twice this year without Aaron Gordon, for whatever that's worth.
Tordal.
Yes. Okay. Cajun Cardboard says Thunder or Wolves. Just kidding. But let's say he's right. Let's say we get a Western Conference Finals. That's the Thunder versus the Wolves, which would tip off on Tuesday night.
Who would I pick?
Yeah.
In that scenario? I guess the Thunder.
Okay. Baby Gorilla Cards prompts us to try to come up with 3 nicknames that aged worse than Kristaps Unicorn Porzingis.
Putting us on the spot.
Do you agree with the premise?
I do. I mean, when the nickname was given to him, it was a decent nickname. Just because he's having a bad stretch now doesn't mean... Doesn't he have some like respiratory thing? Like he literally can't like breathe right now or something. I is what they're saying.
Yes. Correct. So that's going on right now, is that he is not playing at his potential right now. he's injured, but
he was great last year.
Yeah. Go on.
Unicorns are elusive mythical creatures that no one ever actually sees. Doesn't that actually define what Kristaps Porzingis is on any team he's ever played for?
Touche. Well done. Okay, up next, South Park Cards says, is Anthony Edwards as a number 2 option bad for his legacy?
I'll let you take that one. Nice try.
Yeah, it's terrible. He's marketed as the superstar and the face of that team and carrying that team in some instances, and he has at least been played to a draw by Julius Randle so far. And
he's
Julius Randle
is the face of the league, not his team.
Correct. So yeah, it would be a massive disappointment for him to lose Finals MVP, and I think we would get a sneak preview of what might happen if they win the Western Conference Finals. And voters have to choose between Randall and Edwards, and maybe even Gobert if he turns into Will Chamberlain again. From Fan Tomas for Cards, Josh, do you think LeBron should play next year, or will it hurt his legacy?
I think he should opt out, sign for the vet minimum, and just try to get another ring with the Lakers. I don't understand why he's taking $30 million a year or whatever. But it's not my money. I can't tell another man what to do with his money.
Fair.
He was still like top 10 last year. So I mean, most of these guys don't really retire until it's like really obvious they have a massive decline. The Michael Jordan, John Elway go out on top scenario is pretty rare. It's usually where it gets ugly at the end.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan went out on top, but then he came back and went out in a whimper with the Wizards.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather he go out in a whimper.
Yeah, don't leave any meat on the bone. Is that the right metaphor?
Go out swinging.
Go out swinging. What if he can win another championship with the Lakers and he's, scoring 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists?
I thought he did a pretty good job of moving into the number 2 role
Offensively.
I thought he did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, offensively, but he really shifted a lot of energy to defense, I thought.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's part of shifting to number 2 is like, okay, they don't need me anymore to run the offense. So where's my energy best served after that? It's probably slashing, transition when it comes out. But when the transition starts, I'll go all out, and then defense.
Yeah. From Phantomas for Cards again. If Luka continues to have the same statistics but does not win any MVPs nor any titles, where would you rank him in NBA history? I think the ceiling for a player like that, maybe let's say he has a great statistical career but doesn't get any MVPs or any finals MVPs. I think the ceiling for a player like that is like that John Stockton, Chris Paul range, which is like top 20, 25.
I was gonna say CP3. Yep, I like it.
Yep.
Not a bad spot to be.
Not at all. Not at all. But certainly people in the hobby have a higher expectation when it comes to MVPs and championships. Yeah.
See the value of John Stockton and CP3 cards.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Let me just reach to the YouTube chat for a second here to throw a couple of comments on screen that relate to that first block of questions we had that was NBA related. Hobby Champs says, I can't believe the Ant-Man glazing happening again on social media. They treat him like he's got multiple rings. From Breakers HQ, what about the Luka and Lakers Monopoly Prizms? We have a little discussion going on here about what about Luka and a Lakers 1-of-1? Is it out yet? JP chimes in. Nuggets will win. Ryan, is the first Luka 1-of-1 in a Lakers uniform the most important? What do you think about that? Is the first Luka 1-of-1 in a Lakers uniform the most important Luka right now?
Wait, most important over his rookie cards?
Presumably, yeah.
Nah, I'd still rather have like a first or second year, but I think it's still a cool thing.
Yeah,
like his first black Prizm maybe or something. Is that?
I don't know that he'll have a black Prizm. There might be this chance where Panini tries to cram in a Cooper Flag year Prizm like early release, and then maybe he might have one.
Yeah, there might be that 2009 Topps Chrome thing going on.
Right. Bob Boozle says the Western Conference Finals is the real finals. Do you agree?
It almost feels like this Thunder Nuggets is the real finals.
Yeah, and that what's funny about that is whichever team prevails from this real finals is going to have 48 hours of rest before they play the Timberwolves. And that is unfortunate because if the Timberwolves were the home team, you don't feel so bad maybe punting game one. But whichever team wins, Denver or OKC, they're going to be the home team against Minnesota. And so Minnesota can really steal game one and take home court advantage based on maybe, fatigue, emotional and physical. So
but the Nuggets came off a 7-game series and the Thunder had a week's rest and they stole game one. So
yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. But I think the finals is going to be the finals. It's like I was
1
listening.
equals 1.
Well, I was listening to some podcast today. I think it was the Buckets podcast that was making the point that in the NFL we were saying the Chiefs versus the Bills is the Super Bowl,
And they lost.
and the Chiefs lose in the Super Bowl in a blowout. Right?
So the Eagles would have smashed the Bills. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. Shout out to Bob Boozle. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Next up, we have our Brock Purdy question, I'm pretty sure. From TJ is online. Brock Purdy has agreed to a $265 million extension with the 49ers. The combined career earnings of every other Mr. Irrelevant picked from 2001 to 2024 is $51.6 million. What do you think about that?
So his annual salary went from like 500K to 50 million or whatever. Well, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Does it kick in next year or is it the year after?
I think it's after this year.
So he has one more year of tiny contract, but he probably gets like a signing bonus or something.
Yeah, I don't know how it's structured. Yeah,
I mean, it's going to be tough, obviously, for them to keep signing expensive players. So they're going to have to start doing better in the draft, and it's the same for every team, obviously.
Yeah, I received a few DMs from people who are like, "Wow, congrats!" You know that the player.
Did your collection value double?
Well, it was more like along the lines of like there were a lot of people who thought the 49ers just weren't going to sign him or something.
Like what was going to happen? He's just going to.
I don't know. This is early for extension to be reached too, right? Like this is really early in the cycle.
Yeah. Well, he's a 7th round pick, so they don't have that extra year for that the first rounders have. So it kind of feels like it starts earlier because his doesn't line up with the like the Trevor Lawrences and all these first round guys, you know.
Yeah, but I think there's some people who think, Josh, that this was a bad deal for the 49ers. They paid too much. There's some people who think Purdy, is being paid a small amounts because he's making what Goff makes and he's not making as much as like Tua or some of these other guys. So to me, that's like, it's kind of a win-win because as a Purdy collector, I really want him to make the smallest amount of money as possible so that they can fill out the team with the best players around him as much as possible. But
that's not how it works.
That's not how it works. Sorry,
I'm looking at their QB depth chart. This website sucks. Let's see. Because I don't know if you don't sign them, you're stuck with oh great. If you go to the 49ers depth chart on their website, it says we will return at the beginning of 2025.
That's helpful.
Under construction. Nice website.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad that got settled, but it's not really news to me. All right.
Mac Jones is on the team.
Yeah. Mac Jones is in. Mac Jones was like Shanahan wanted him something maybe at some point or something. So Shanahan's assembling his dream QB room.
So they don't have the running back they had last year?
Jordan Mason?
Right, he's gone.
I think he is gone. Yeah.
Ayuk's coming off the injury.
Yeah, hopefully Ayuk is back to form. Debo's gone.
So Juwan Jennings, Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall will step up, George Kittle. Still pretty good team.
McCaffrey too.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Up next from Miami Cards 84. Is the concept of the first year Prizm (parentheses 2012) overhyped? I've never heard the phrase first year Topps Chrome.
You should, because 1996 is the first year of Topps Chrome, and it's extremely lauded as a very famous set for that reason.
How about first year Finest as well?
93 is a pretty popular set.
Mm-hmm. First refractors.
Yeah. I don't think it's overhyped. I think it's people always want the first because there's only one first, you know. It's like a rookie card. It's the rookie card of cards.
Exactly. The first is one of the most compelling conceptual devices of collecting. Would you agree?
Oh, dude. There's some football players that especially the 2010, 2011 rookie classes, I think their 2012 cards are better than their rookie cards.
Yeah.
That's how big I think that 2012 Prizm set is, because it's the first year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, first year is very special, and it's exactly for the reason you said. The second year depends on the first to exist. The third year depends on the second and the first to exist, but the first year depends on nothing to exist. The
I
first
had
year
this.
stands alone.
I sent you this message today, and it was like an epiphany. The reason that the 52 tops Mantle is so important is not because it's Mantle's rookie year, because it's not his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's the first year of tops,
Right.
which is like obviously a massive, massive brand. It's about to be the biggest brand in all of cards, and their first year is 75 years ago, and it coincides with a bunch of big name, famous all-time great baseball players, and one of them happens to be adjacent to his rookie year, so it just becomes a popular card because of that. It's more popular because of first year of tops than it is Mantle's second year.
Indeed. And so that creates something kind of cool, because you have two cool Mantle cards then from that early 50s. I mean, you have lots of great Mantle cards, but you have the 51 Bowman, which has its own claims as a rookie year card and as Mantle's first Bowman card and his first card. But then you have the 52 Tops claiming the status as his first Tops card. So there's lots of ways to cut this up. This is why, when you get to later years of Prizm that, or the 5th year or the 8th year or something, but you still have firsts for specific players within those years of Prizm. But the first of it all is the constant. So I do think it's certainly something we're thinking about. What about this for Hobby Champs, who sort of pushes back? If 2012 Prizm basketball was not a double class, I don't think it would be nearly as hyped.
Yeah, I mean, 2012 Prizm football is still really hyped.
Yeah, and increasingly so.
I think so. I think it took a while though, didn't it? It felt like basketball, the focus was on basketball.
Yeah.
But basketball doesn't even have a 1-on-1.
Right.
And football does. So I think the 2012 Prizm Black Finite football it's almost like we didn't know that because they're just so hard we just haven't seen very many of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the football took on more prominence as just football collecting escalated, rose, increased in popularity over the last 5, 6, 7 years. So like there's a trickle down effect. There's a Mahomes effect. There's an effect of all these popular players that are being collected right now. And I think one of the gun barrels that you stare down as a collector in this era is the glut of cards. So many products, so many parallels, so many inserts. And in that environment, it's all the more important to have consistently applied criteria to seek things out. And so like if I'm just getting into football cards and I'm like, hey, I have this player I want to collect, and I'm going to shrink the sea of relevant cards to collect by focusing just on their rookie cards, that logic starts to seep into everything else I do. Because if I ever decide to expand beyond that player, I'm going to be looking for firsts of the other players. It's just sort of become ingrained is the way that I narrow my focus of what I want to collect. Are you on board with that?
Yeah, I was thinking coming into this show tonight, what were like a bunch of mistakes that were made during the hype, and what can we learn from? I think one of them was that there was this idea that we could just buy anything and it would go up in value. You could buy any player, any set, it doesn't even matter. You just get your hands on any base card, whatever. And the flaw in that was that there was not enough logic around what you just said. I think you cornered it nicely. There has to be some principles, some logic built into what's going to last and what's going to end up having value long term. And there wasn't much of that during that 2-year window.
How about this idea, Josh? 2017 NT NFL is where it's at. So now we're not focusing on a first, we're focusing on a product that contains the first cards of a transcended player.
Yeah. Which is why 96 Chrome and 2003 Exquisite were so so perfect. They aligned with Kobe and LeBron's rookie years, and we didn't quite get that with football, but so maybe like we kind of get both. We get the year that aligns with Mahomes, and then the year that aligns with the first.
How about GB Rainbow here? Football has no collectors. Shout out to MK.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep it going here. From Weekends Are for Cards. I hear the term, quote, hobby logic being used to describe the disconnect when a particular card's value is disproportionate to typical market indicators such as print run scarcity, brand prestige, to name a few, and also more vague reasoning like common sense. I often hear this when describing cards of high value, when indicators otherwise would suggest that the card should be worth less. Has there ever been a situation where you thought that hobby logic was flawed and you were eventually proven right? Are you with me on the interpretation of what this question is asking?
Kind of.
That this question is sort of getting at this idea of, to give, let's go with an example like the 2017 Prizm base De'Aaron Fox PSA 10. This was a card that had a big run up in value at one point, but then there was pushback that said this has a high print run, this isn't scarce. And so there was this tension between, hey, look, this card seems overvalued. But people reply, oh, this is common sense. This is a card that you should buy. I mean, it's the allegedly flagship brand of a great player with a great career ahead of him. And so this person is sort of saying, hey, have you ever noticed disconnects like this where it's like, well, this Prizm base, there's a lot of those, and the population report suggests that maybe this shouldn't be as valuable as it is. And then it turns out that the prognostication that this card was overvalued and some of the benchmarks that it was failing to meet became predictive of the fact that the price would go down. I think that's where we're going here.
Yeah, Brendan Ryan in the chat says the Skeens 1/1 debut patch. Doesn't it end up, the reason I'm calling that one out is it ends up where it's like the pool of buyers usually are the thing that defies the logic and makes us wonder what the heck. And it's because this group of people was after it, and now that went up, and it won't last.
So I guess this question is sort of like there's a tone of skepticism here around the idea that, we criticize cards like the 1986 Fleer, to give a different example, but man, it still seems like those are selling and transacting, and a lot of money is changing hands buying and selling those every day. So is there substance to these critiques, or does the market and the will of the market participants, when it goes against hobby logic, does it ultimately win? Is it futile for us to sort of sit here and point out market issues that cards have?
Right. I would say that it's not difficult to manipulate segments of the market in a collectible space.
Yeah. Okay. Thought-provoking question. Okay, up next from WTF Frankie podcast. Should the rookie card logo, the RC logo, should it reside on insert set cards that are not rookie exclusive sets? So Frankie didn't provide an example, but I was sort of thinking of hypothetical examples. So I think the 2018 Kaboom set has cards that contain a rookie badge, an RC badge, but there are also players in that set who don't have an RC badge who are in no way, shape, or form rookie cards. So the idea is if you have a mixed set that has some veteran players and some rookie players, should the RC logo still get put on the rookie cards, on the cards of players who are in their rookie season in this insert set?
Which would distinguish it from an insert set that's like named after the rookies, and it's all rookie set.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I don't know. You know more about this lane than I do.
I mean, this one's pretty easy for me. I think that insert sets probably shouldn't take RC badges at all, even if the insert set is full of rookie players. I think the RC badge should be reserved for the first appearing base set card of a player during their rookie season, and that's it.
Per product.
Per product. Yeah.
And what about parallels?
That's a hard one. The purist in me says no to parallels.
Even the 101, like you want the Shea Gilgeous Black 101 to not have the rookie badge?
Well, technically, Shea doesn't have the rookie badge anyway on any of his Prizm cards.
Yeah, and that's why I called it. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah. But it has to be on parallels, because how do you distinguish the 1 of 1 as like the best rookie card if it's not the same exact card? Like, it wouldn't be a parallel anymore if you took away an identifier from the base card. So now it's a separate card.
It's a different card. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yep.
Can you pull up? Can I show my screen?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see if I can do this right.
While you do that, let me show this comment from Bob Boozle, who says, "Here, okay, I'm going to add your screen to the stage."
I just wanted to give a visual to what you said about the Kaboom.
There we go.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, we know why they're doing it, though, right?
Yeah, it's what Bob Boozle says here. Slap that badge and everything. It's about the money.
Yeah, it's just let's boost the value of it by 5% or whatever. And then people can put it in their titles of their listings. The breakers can put, we've got rookie cards in this break or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
Rookie Kabooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with Christine on the parallel, though. It's the same card.
Yeah. Yeah. Same
number on the back.
Yeah, exactly. No, it is. I don't hate throwing a bone to the purists who believe that only the base set non-parallel first appearing card of a player during their rookie season should get the rookie badge, because then you only get like 20-ish, maybe upwards of 30 cards of a player that will be described as true rookie cards, and you don't get the tacking 50 parallels onto each of those. So I sort of like the simplicity of that. I see the appeal of that. And it doesn't make my hunt for the 1 of 1 parallel to that card any less vigorous, just because it wouldn't take the rookie card badge. But maybe there's a different solution here too. Thinking sort of some of the ideas that Victor has floated, that maybe there become multiple badges. So like you have a TRC badge or true rookie card badge, and that goes on just the base set versions. And then you have a rookie card badge, which can go on parallels. And then you have a rookie year badge, which can go on inserts. And so then if you have these 3 different types of badges, maybe that solves it.
So one of like Frankie's questions, I believe, if we like throw it back up on the stage, is in regards to like, if it's not like a freshman phenoms insert set that's all rookies, should it be on like a Kaboom or a Net Marvels? And I think no. Because, and I don't think it should be on net freshman phenoms either. But part of being an insert set is that like it's like more uniform. So I like the net. I'm going to use the Net Marvels as the example for Zion in 2019. 2019 Net Marvels was the first of its insert life in basketball. It was just Marvels in football prior to that. Yeah. And then you have Zion, who does not have the badge. And the card looks identical to like like the background to like the Luca or the Trey. The only thing that's different is the name, the player, and the team logo. And I think that uniformity, a bunch of them are on the ladder too, Josh, if you want like nice pictures. But like, yeah, so like I'm gonna say no, like this, I like this the way that it is because like that's Jaws rookie year. I think the badge here, like where would it go? And it would ruin the style of this insert set. In
I'm
my
sure they can cram it somewhere
opinion.
in there.
I'm sure they could. That should be the title.
I know where they can cram it. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you guys on all of these.
Yeah.
Don't be giving all these great ideas away. Oh, they should have this badge and this, but come on. You're just giving out free ideas.
Those I have to give the credit back to Victor on those. Victor is the guy who introduced the TRC, the RC, and the RY.
Have you ever wondered why
Great
these
idea.
trading card companies don't just try to hire people like that?
Why do
Maybe
you
they
think
do.
that is? Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they do get hired and we just don't hear about it.
Stiff says, why don't they put the RC logo above the Don Russ logo and just move the Don Russ logo down? And just add like a fourth circle there in that little rectangle.
Badge it up.
Yeah. Okay.
If you would have asked me if we did a test where it's like, picture the card in your mind, does it have an RC badge? I feel like we would do poorly on that test. We would,
Do an example of it.
Okay.
I started laughing when you said that because it made me think about Colin Cowherd's like close your eyes and think about Tatum test.
I don't get it.
Colin Cowherd like went viral a week or two ago because he was like, if you close your eyes and you think about all these great players, like you have these, you see these moments, these iconic moments, and if you close your eyes and think about Tatum, I don't see anything.
What? I don't see anything. All right, are you not looking then?
Oh, I thought. What are we doing?
You're gonna tell me if there's an RC badge on the front of the card.
Yes, but okay. So are you quizzing me or should I be quizzing you?
I'm quizzing you.
Okay, yeah. So I need to just avert my gaze
for a second.
Lower the gaze.
All right, 28. These are all Luca cards. 2018 Optic. Is there an RC logo on the front of the card?
Yes, base card. 2018 is a cheat because I know the rules for where the true rookie for when the rookie card badge appeared on 2018. I once looked.
What about the autograph insert set?
No.
Okay, correct. What about 2018 flawless patch autograph?
No.
So you're sure about 2018 Donruss Optic base?
Yep. Donruss Optic base. Well, it has the rated rookie logo.
Okay. Okay, Galactic rookie.
Galactic rookie, yes.
Kaboom 2018.
2018 Kaboom, no. The rule for 2018 products, as far as I could distinguish it, is that any base set card and any parallel to a base set card got a rookie card badge. Otherwise, it did not.
Then why did the 2018 football have the RC badge?
Different rule for a different sport.
Okay, move on. You got them all right, son of a...
That was cheating though, because that's the only year I've ever actually studied where I actually looked it up. But like here, how about like how about this? Is there any rookie indication on the 1986 Fleer?
No.
No. Is there any rookie indication on the 2003 Topps Chrome LeBron?
Yeah, it says rookie card in like a little font. It says rookie card. It's part of the Topps logo.
Yeah, exactly. Same
for Finest.
How about 1996 Topps Chrome? Is there any rookie identifier on that Kobe?
No.
Correct. There is not. How about the 1997 Metal Universe PMG Red Tim Duncan.
Oof. I don't think so.
Nope. There's
Other
not.
than he's wearing a practice jersey.
You're right. He is wearing a practice jersey. What's some other ones we should look up? How about 2012 Prizm Kyrie?
This is great.
Does that have?
Don't look at it. Let's see. I'm gonna say no.
I think no too.
Nope. It's got to be on the front for this quiz.
Got to be on the front. And it doesn't have to be a badge. It can be language of any sort. But yeah, I don't think anything in 2012 took a rookie card badge for Prizm.
What about 2013 Giannis?
Yes. I'm going with yes on that one.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah, I think they were rapidly figuring things out in the early 2010s.
What about 2012 football?
2012 football. I'm going to say no RC badges. Although they were always ahead of the curve with football at Panini. So like 2012, who are like, oh God, who are some rookies in 2012 football? Julio Jones, I think might have
2011.
2011. Wow, I'm just like, I know that the 2013 class is my guy.
Yeah, don't they have these, right? Oh, look at that. They have like their own rookie card. Remember that?
There you go.
There it is.
It's actually double low. Yeah, Russell Wilson. That's the one. The towel down and the towel up.
It's a different design entirely.
Yeah. And they give you rookie twice. They really want you to know.
Rookie. 2013 is the same. The DeAndre Hopkins I have has the
Okay. Oh yeah. David says Andrew Luck. Yeah, yes. Andrew Luck is maybe the biggest. Brett is just listening to this in his car right now, just like, how are you guys not saying Andrew Luck?
Look, 2013.
He's literally screaming at his car right now, like, or on his headphones, like walking, and he's just screaming at the two of you, like over and over again. Andrew Luck. I can hear it. I see it.
But he can clearly hear us not saying Andrew Luck. That's the important part.
So there's no confusion.
It's crystal clear that we ignored him.
Okay, well, let's do something like how about 2009 Upper Deck Curry?
Oof, you're like in the weeds. This is the last one. I can't.
We've gone far enough.
Yeah, this is the sign. This one?
Yeah.
Oh, so, look at that. Look at that.
It's got okay, one day we should grade all the different rookie card logos, by the way.
You like that one?
No.
No.
I like Panini's a lot. But it also says Star Rookies on the card itself too. The nameplate says Star Rookies, and it took a rookie card logo.
Yeah. Upper Deck really cared about the rookies there.
Yeah.
Let me refresh myself with the Chrome LeBron.
Yeah, no, you were right. It's got the little rookie card underneath the Topps Chrome logo. Yep. They worked it into there. Yeah, but what was the first instance of the rookie card badge? There are like some cards back as far as at least the 60s where like the word rookie appears on the front, like rookie stars and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say the Pete Rose, maybe. I'm just so far out of my depth right now.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. 1963 rookie stars. There you go. But I'm not sure what the first appearance of the rookie card badge was, an official logo from a manufacturer. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody mention what it was. Okay, so we have a question from Beavis wants to know the 1984 star. Does that contain any rookie card messaging or visuals on the front?
No way.
No, it does not. But doesn't he have a Rookie of the Year subset card in 1984 Star, which I believe does say that?
But yeah, right here.
Yeah, there you go. 1985 Rookie of the Year. So that's really interesting that there is one card, a subset card, which is not the first appearing base set card from the 1945 Star base set, but it does actually say or make reference to Jordan's rookie season.
It's so funny also that it says star 85 on all these.
Yes.
These cards are cut so poorly.
Yeah. They're
just kind of a nightmare.
As Dr. Beckett once pointed out, they were not fully licensed in the same sense that the big manufacturers got bigger licenses with full obligations. Or at least I believe Dr. Beckett speculated that was likely the case. Okay, that was a fun game. Are you ready to move on?
Always.
I'm going to bring your screen back down. You weren't able to sneak in an image. Okay. From PLB Cards. I've seen some very high college uniform Cooper Flag and even Ashton Genty and some other players card sales that seem to be largely based on people speculating on his card values. However, there does seem to be some genuine excitement from collectors around Bowman University. I think we might be surprised by how many people are interested in collecting Luka Garza Iowa cards, as an example. What do you think of college uniform and Bowman University going forward in the age of the NIL deal? Parentheses. I know you don't personally want to collect it, so okay, Josh. Do you think you could use Card Ladder to maybe we could run a sales history search of Cooper Flag? Do you have that ready? Maybe we could see some Cooper Flag.
I have an image. I have an image of all the Cooper Flag college cards. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, let's go. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, that's my favorite one.
I'm never gonna get excited about college cards.
Make sure you describe for the people who are just listening to this.
Yes.
What image you're projecting, please.
Well, it's from an article on where does all the trash in the U.S. go, and it's just a picture of a guy driving through a landfill. Why don't we care about college cards? Is there a reason?
Well, first of all, I want to acknowledge that PLB Cards himself acknowledged that we don't personally want to collect these cards.
Yeah, but why? What do you think? If you had to explain it?
Because I think there's two different reasons for it, primarily for me. First of all, the reason of limited resources. I can't buy every card. So since I can't buy every card, that forces me to make decisions, and I have to get deliberate about what I want to collect. That means I have to make decisions, and when I make decisions, I have to follow a set of rules. I don't have to, but I prefer to follow a set of rules that apply to help shrink the scope of what I'm looking for. So that's one reason. And then the second reason, I think, is that even if we did have infinite funds to buy every card we want, if we simply consume every card that the manufacturer ever puts out, they're just going to continue putting out an endless amount of cards. And first it'll be collegiate, and then it will be high school, and then it will be middle school, and then it will be T-ball, and then it will be yearbook photos, and then it will be cafeteria IDs. And so we also need to draw a line with the manufacturer. What do you think about that?
The distinction is that there is a lot of attachment to universities in this country. People go to these schools, they donate to these schools. I went to Arizona State at the same time James Harden did. So there's some affinity to James Harden's career and potentially collecting it in parallel with his Arizona State time. So there's a little bit more to the college than some of those other ones. But yeah, to your point, like you drew the line at the professional leagues. And I think we don't end up collecting the player until we know they're going to be a professional or they're going to be very good. And then we retroactively go backwards. Like we knew Cooper Flag was coming into the NBA. So it's like, okay, I can start buying his college cards now. But I think ultimately you'd prefer to collect the thing that represents their professionalism. That's why you're collecting them in the first place.
The highest level that they reach.
Yeah.
I do want to I do. I agree with that, and I want to also like I was responding to the prompt of why don't we as particular collectors, or why don't I as a collector focus on collegiate cards, and then you gave some reasons too. But I also just want to acknowledge the other side of it, which is that there are lots of collectors who do like collecting collegiate cards. There was a little discussion that happened on the post collecting questions for this show of a couple of different collectors going back and forth, sort of saying there's a purity to college card collecting that in some way it's one of the truest forms of collecting, because it certainly I think the reasoning was it certainly isn't being done for money. It's just being done to accumulate these cards, and it's being done to kindle a nostalgic connection, like you pointed out, between you and James Harden, or as David points out, there's this alumni factor, and
Sure.
and look, it just like how I said that I want to create a set of rules that limits the scope of what I collect, and that is what I do. But there's nothing that says that the rule has to be limited to pro uniform or fully licensed or rookie year or one of ones or out of tens. There's nothing that says what that rule has to be. What if I made a collecting rule that said I only want to collect non-pro license cards? That's a totally different way to shrink the sea of cards that I would collect. It's a completely different way to do it, and it accomplishes the same thing. So there's always going to be levels of subjectivity here.
When I came back from the Arizona State playoff game, I found myself searching Cam Scattaboo one of ones. There was like a pink one of one that sold, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
But it was like, why isn't the one of one like a superfractor? It was here it is, this one. So a few people even sent it to me, and it's like
okay.
The pad Paracho. I don't know what the hell that is, but this is a one of one. And I was like, yeah, I can't do it.
I have to go to Google and ask it how to pronounce that word every time.
If this was a superfractor, I might have bought it.
Okay. How much did that go for?
$800, $850.
Oh, sheesh.
Because, dude, like, he gave me all these memories from a whole season of going to these home games, and this guy just dominating everybody. He was like the fourth or fifth in Heisman voting. You know, it's like there is. I could totally see myself buying something like this just based on the nostalgia and the memory of it.
Yeah. Yeah. But and it might be fun one day to just like go down the rabbit hole of learning about all the checklists and all the different collegiate products. Yeah.
And dude, if I had this card in the superfractor version 10 years from now, I would have been like, that's sick. And there's no way I'm going to be like, oh gosh, I wish I had that $800 instead. You know, who cares?
Right. Yeah. Can I just share a different screen for a second? Stand back and stand by. Share screen. I want to show something. I want to show a tab. Okay, that's the tab. And then I need to bring it over here. Oh, sorry. I need to take your screen down for a second. Bring mine up. Okay, so here's what I want to show. This is on the topic of how we all shrink the sea in different ways. This is what I had to do for Jokic 3 or 4 years ago when I started really like digging into his cards. I went and I made a checklist, and the checklist contains every rookie year one of one that he has that is fully licensed. I'm not sure that he has any non-fully licensed, but I made this checklist. I believe there's 38 cards in it. And then I broke them down in different groups. Base set one of ones that are also first appearing base set cards. And then same criteria, but add on the fact that they have a patch and an auto. And then add on the fact that they have an auto. And then other base set one of one. So like a second base set one of one or a third. And then if it has an auto, and then all the inserts. And then the insert.
He only has one Logo Man auto rookie.
Yes. Yep. So he has 4. Okay. So the way that breaks down, he has 1 Logo Man autograph rookie, which is from Immaculate. Then he has 2 Logo Man patches, no autograph, 1 from Immaculate, 1 from NT. Those are both inserts. The aforementioned Logo Man autograph card is a base set card, base set parallel. And then in Immaculate, he also has 2 dual rookie Logo Man autograph cards. One with Nemanja Bjelica and one with Emmanuel Mudiay. But anyway, that is what I did. I made that to I'm gonna return your card ladder stream to the stage so we can hop back over to Cooper Flag for a second. But that's the way I shrunk the sea. I basically carved out like 38 cards that I really, really want. And then I still end up buying other stuff anyway. What do you think about that approach, Josh? I know you have spreadsheets.
I don't.
You have LeBron homework. I know you do. Or maybe.
I'm sure I do, but I'm so focused on football.
Oh, yeah.
I've forgotten. I used to have spreadsheets of LeBron for sure.
Dude, how do you for football, you have refined it to the most simple approach, which is I want the rookie year black finite 1 of 1 from Prizm, and then I suppose I'll make room for the second and the third years and stuff.
Yeah, it's put me in this funny position where like Devontae Adams collectors are reaching out to me. And they're like, I've got every card in the rainbow, and I've got all these other rookies, and I'm only missing the black finite. And I'm like, oh, it's crazy. I only have 1 Devontae Adams card. And it's his best card. Sorry.
Well, you have this rather than a player PC, which it sort of still is, you have a museum PC.
It's like it's kind of more of a set PC.
Yeah.
It's like a rookie black finite PC. It's a custom set.
Yes, it's a custom checklist, if you will.
All right, next question. Let's go.
Can I actually do one more thing on this question? You had pulled up some Cooper Flag sales that I wasn't looking super close at. What are the highest Cooper Flag sales? Just so I know, I've never looked. What are we dealing with here?
$85,000 for a McDonald's All-American high school card.
8,500.
85,000.
So an 8, a 5, a comma, and then 3 more digits.
Yeah, almost 100. Almost 100,000 for a high school card. It's Topps Chrome though.
I'm sorry, where did this sell?
Golden.
So this is not even a collegiate card. This is a high school card.
Yeah. Sticker auto.
But it was released in 2024, which was collegiate. I mean, this is a mess. So it was released in 2024, which was a season during which he played at the collegiate level for Duke, but the card depicts him in a high school uniform, particularly from the McDonald's All-American game, it would appear.
Yeah. He also skipped a year of high
So you know what's kind of funny about this? This is technically a non-playing days card in the sense that it shows him in a high school uniform, but it was released after he concluded his high school career.
Yeah, he might as well be mowing the lawn in this card. That's the equivalent of that. His second most is also a McDonald's All-American Superfractor.
Yeah.
Bowman University. Bowman now Duke.
Okay, now we're in the realm of collegiate. So what's his highest selling collegiate card? That
one, yeah.
Bowman
yeah.
U now. And it went for what? 33 something?
Yeah, there's a bunch of high school cards. The Topps Chrome had some 2024 McDonald's Chrome set, and they obviously did this similar to the Wembanyama Bowman set, like they're just building it around Cooper Flag.
Yeah, those are incredible prices. I think I need to completely recant what I was saying about the relative inexpense of pre-pro cards. I think that is not true.
I have a game we can play now. Let's look up Zion's cards from his Duke days and his All-American McDonald's, if he had one, and see what that looked like.
Let's see if he had a McDonald's one.
And then let's see what the recent sales of that look like, if they even sell.
Bob says the hobby needs Zion cards with the McDonald's logo, but for a different reason.
Is that a fat joke?
I think it was. It was quick.
These are
too.
like these are like custom cards. Yeah, he had the famous Prizm draft release, didn't he? Oh, this card.
Mhm.
Remember this? Like the
Oh
one
yeah.
with Kobe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he definitely had collegiate cards. I
There's
think he had
one.
like an immaculate. There you go.
Flawless.
Yeah.
Sold for 3,500 recently.
Is
In
that
2023.
okay?
Yeah.
Recently,
Yeah.
because it'd
Christina,
be
you're sort of
interesting.
hoping to find like a collegiate card of his that sold for 20 grand once and sold for like 500 last week. That's what you're looking to find.
Yeah. Just because I don't think those Cooper flag cards like hold their value. Like I don't see how it happens once he has pro cards that people want to like hunt for
The
that
firm
like are in his what?
the
Oh,
firm instructs that the
Parasha.
pod parasha,
Parasha. Yeah,
and it
Parasha.
means something like sunsets in India. Thank you.
Why is that a 101?
This?
Yeah. Why is the Pod Parasha a 1 of 1?
I have no idea. Just maybe because it describes something beautiful in India.
I think he means like it means sunset in Sanskrit. Not
Yeah,
like
but-
it literally means a sunset in India.
Got it. But yeah, I mean, we use words that describe something beautiful. Platinum, finite. That doesn't really mean anything beautiful. It means something slightly different. Flawless, we love to use these big fancy words. We just need to Neuralink this GPT response straight into your brain.
Right.
What is it telling you about the Pod Parasha? Are you learning things?
No. Go on to the next question.
All right. But I do want to
Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Okay.
It's a rare pink orange sapphire gemstone. There you go. So it's from like Top Sapphire. So it's
Okay. We're
an
getting there.
ode. Yeah, it's a gemstone.
We made our way there. Okay. Never thought we'd do a segment that big on collegiate cards.
That's why you come to the crossover. Let's do baseball next.
Don't tempt me. I have baseball questions buried below.
I know.
Strong Cards 88 says, what are the benefits of using a funding service to acquire a card even if you don't need to financially?
You tell us.
Because they also have logistical skills.
I.e. pulling cards out of Asia.
That's one of the things they are good at. And they have
Like
relationships with vaults and marketplaces, and they have experience moving things from one place to another and getting it to you.
This is great.
Yeah. I think
you're paying for the service of buying the card for you and removing some of your risk.
Yeah. It's like if this was a construction site, they're the crane that's just sort of moving the one piece from one area to another for me. They're the crane operator.
Or the what's that guy? What's the title of that? The guy who like gathers up all the contractors. Isn't he just like the lead contractor guy?
General
The
contractor.
GC. Yeah, the general contractor. Yeah.
There you go. It's like that.
Moving on. Drake's PC says, as a buyer, I appreciate the card funding options to help me obtain cards I want for my collection. As a seller, I try to be as accommodating as I can with payment plan options so that others are able to get cards that they want for their collection. Lately, I've had a couple of buyers back out in the middle of making payments. In these cases, what is the right thing to do with the money that you've received? Is it implied that the deal is non-refundable, or do you need to specify in each deal?
Is this an ethical trap he's trying to ensnare us in?
Does Drake get to keep the money and run?
Is he looking for us to tell him to keep the money?
What's he going to do if we say yes? He's going to send it to this guy like, look, man, I know you sent $5,000 to the $10,000 for the card, but Josh said I get to keep it.
So when
Ask GPT, maybe.
when the person asks for the money back, you just reply, "Who dis?" and you're covered.
Listen, Josh, I'm not going to share the screen because I'm already doing 8 different things right now, but I am going to ask this question to ChatGPT.
Yes.
Please, ChatGPT has received several transcripts from us, by the way, so I think it might even answer this in a voice. Please answer in the voice of Josh and Chris, and maybe Christina from the crossover the following question. I'm going to feed it Drake's question.
That'd be funny if GPT was like, "Oh, Drake, another classic question."
Oh my God, it gave a different answer for each of us. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Show it. Can you show it?
Yeah, hang on, I'll show it. All right, I need to move this right here. Need to bring this down, and then I need to bring up this other thing. Let's go. GPT apparently called this. Here we go. Okay. All right. So I asked it what I said I would ask it. It says, "All right, here we go. The crossover style. Imagine the mics are on. YouTube is rolling. Christina's eye rolling. And here's how it would go down."
Hey, at least it knows we moved to YouTube.
Yeah.
Josh, can you read this too, Josh? Can you read it? Like, can you actually read it on your screen intelligibly?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can.
Okay, so I'm going to read my part and you read your part. And Christina, you read your part, okay?
Okay.
All right, so this is GPT telling us what to say. "Okay, so it's the year 2000. First thing I'm doing, bro, I'm running, not walking to every..." Oh, what is this? This is not the right answer to this question. Oh, shoot. I gave it the wrong question. Oh my God. I made such a stupid mistake.
Just
I need to give it a different question.
Yeah, ask it below right there. Just, yeah, copy and paste Drake's.
I gave it Jake's question instead of Drake's question. Shoot.
I remember the first time I used ChatGPT.
I'm going to show you a little GPT hack. Watch this.
Ooh, we got an expert in the house.
Look at this.
I have a question. Can we just upload all of the questions every week? And
We've
just
thought about
read the
this.
script?
All right, let's go. Okay. Damn, it's so much faster than oh my God, this is a long script. You need to shorten this script. Shorten this to just a few lines each, pal.
He's going to be like, "You got it. You're right. It is too long."
Absolutely. Okay, here's the short and sweet crossover version. I've given it the right question. Okay,
All right, let's go.
All right, I'm going to read my part. Okay. "If a buyer backs out mid-payment plan, you have to ask, was it clear from the start if payments are refundable or not? If you didn't spell it out, you're in a gray area. Don't assume. Always set terms up front."
Yeah, there's no implied refund policy. If you're taking on risk by pulling a card off the market, it's fair to say payments are non-refundable, but you got to say it before the deal starts. Hobby 101.
Just communicate. Every buyer assumes different things. Make it black and white. Make it black and white. Payment terms, refund policy, everything. Saves you the headache later.
So the bottom line is, if you didn't specify, try to be fair. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, so I don't know.
That
It
was
kind of
a
like
lot nicer.
professionalized. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot nicer than I would actually say.
There's not enough sarcasm in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this next version is a little better. Where it's like,
it says like you're hearing this banter live with Josh trolling, Chris pontificating, and Christina keeping it real.
Isn't that's pretty good? I think
that's good.
Okay.
That's really good.
We're gonna retire it on that note.
That's really good, actually.
And I had it work overtime because it answered a different question that comes later from Jake rather than Drake. I liked the answer that it gave. I thought the idea that this needs to be specified in advance is correct, but that doesn't really solve Drake's current dilemma, which is, what does he do right now? Let's come up with an example. Let's say that he sold a car to a guy for $10,000 and he got 5,000, and now the guy's like, I can't pay the rest. What does he do? I think this is a really easy one.
Send the guy the 5,000.
Send him his money back. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's What's the upside of this? You make $5,000 over all this? No, no way.
And then
Yeah.
he blows you up on Instagram talking about how you stole $5,000 from him. Like,
Yeah. And look,
way
he
to
put
be,
you in a
Drake. Way to be.
Drake, and he put you in a bad position. Obviously, he took the
Yeah.
card off the market. He made you hold his money for him. Now you have money going back and forth. It's annoying. He put you in a bad position. He did. And if he has any dignity, maybe he'll throw you a bone for doing that, a small token of appreciation for your time and your efforts. Hopefully, he would do that. But I think the ethical thing to do here, since it wasn't specified, is to restore everything to status quo. Restore everything to how it was before the transaction happened. And you can't go wrong with that way. You definitely can't go wrong that way. And then you have to make a mental note. Only payment upfront in full for this individual. Any other thoughts?
No.
Christina, oh, you're gone. Moving on. From Pancake Analytics, what do you think is the impact of generative artificial intelligence on sports card designs and set lists? Are you familiar with some of these new downtowns allegedly having artificial intelligence has made their design?
Like they had an image generator design it? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, because there's like some, I don't know, I don't know what's fake news, what's real news, but I've been on Twitter. This was a bigger story like a month or two ago, but on Twitter, they were showing some of the new downtowns and they had like these football fields in the background because downtowns are all illustrations. And they had these football fields and cities in the background. And like the football field had the lines going the wrong way. It had it rather, I don't know. I should have found it before I just started talking about it, but it had.
I have it here. This one?
Oh, boom. Yeah, there you go.
Is
Yeah,
that it?
Here,
I'm
I'll
gonna
pull it up. I'll pull it up.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. See how the football field looks weird?
Let me get a bigger image here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Like the end zones are on the sidelines.
And then, we've done enough with these AI image generators. If you asked it to fix that, it would like change everything else.
It would struggle. But do you think what happened here is that they just said, it's wrong? Or I mean, how did this happen? That's a good question.
Look, I don't know how it happened, but I will tell you that AI image generator is not actually generating an image out of nothing. What it's doing is it's going through all of its sources, just like the language model when it gives you text back, and it's pulling pieces from different sources to incorporate into this image that it's providing to you. So my problem with AI image generators like this is that it's stealing people's artwork and it's passing it off as like unique and theirs. I am not okay with that. And I think that we should be paying our designers and letting them have free reign to make cards. Like, anyone could have done that. Like, I could have done that. I could have gone into ChatGPT like you're doing right now, typed in a prompt and been like, look at my new sports card. Like, that's not cool to me. I want a designed card by artists.
Me too. And the problem is exacerbated when the generative AI is not even what it should look like. So really, nothing was even gained there. It gave us a card that just, I would never want to own that card.
It's generating. I prompted it to design a Panini Downtown insert basketball card of LeBron. Let's say it's from the 2026 season, so it doesn't exist yet. Make it look awesome. And it's still generating.
It's going to give
See
you
what it does.
two different versions too. It took this very seriously.
I've had this. It's like a test that ChatGPT is running where I asked it and it said 2 versions of text answers. And it said, read both of these and tell us what you like better.
Yep. I've seen that too. Sometimes when I ask it to make images of athletes or celebrities that might make the celebrity look bad, it will be like, no, I can't do this for copyright reasons, but it doesn't seem to be stopping here for copyright reasons because, and there's clearly a fair use argument here.
Okay, like, what is this? The lion? Like, why?
Yeah. It's so cool that it's giving us two options also.
Of
Also,
the
is
6.
that
Is the
that
lion
New
the king
York?
of the jungle? First of all, is the lion the king of the jungle?
I mean, King
Is
James, yeah.
is that what's that Ferris wheel?
What are either of those cities?
It's LA.
Yeah,
Oh, the
Ooh,
beach. There you go. What is that? A
that's a
pond? And
lake.
then
And also, like, this one looks like New York on the right.
yeah. Yeah.
I thought it did a pretty nice job.
I don't hate the one on the right. The one on the left is weird.
I just don't understand how they have to do with Los Angeles or the Lakers.
So the
Well,
one that
I
got
mean, it clearly doesn't know that the downtown set is supposed to be, or the one on the right is supposed to be matching the city they're playing in. It just
right.
is like, oh, downtown, that's New York.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is good. This is good stuff. But the thing I've noticed, having made a lot of Chat GPT images now and like seen a lot on Twitter and stuff, is like it has a distinctive footprint or something.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
tell. I can tell when it made it, and that's
Yeah.
not good because as soon as I can tell it made it, I don't like it.
I was thinking on my walk earlier today that the more we get into this AI stuff, the deeper we get into it. I feel like humans are going to resort to like reaching for physical stupid things that just make them happy, shiny objects. Cards might actually become more popular because of AI. What do you think about that?
Go ahead,
I
Christine.
agree. I think that as more things become digital, people like the physical. So I see it with books. Like, people are buying books now again after years of Kindles and digital reads.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I it certainly happens to me when I see a piece of art that I know is AI generated.
Oh,
It already. There you go.
look
You
at
got blocked. So
I
what I
can't generate. It says I can't generate that image because the request violates our content policies.
Yeah. Okay. So what I do when it tells me that is I say, well, then modify my prompt to make it follow your content policies, but stay as true to my prompt as possible. Idiot.
Kind, please, and thank you. Look, you did good. I'm not going to say that AI didn't do a good job. I just didn't understand what those skylines had to do with the prompt.
Are you
Though
walking back your criticism?
I would like to point out that Stiff says that the skyline on the left was in fact LA.
Right.
It's just I don't think of downtown LA when I think of Los Angeles.
Okay. I think we gave that question some nice time here. Are we ready to move on?
Yeah, you guys are nicer to the Chat GPT. It sounds like, please, and
Yeah, no, yeah,
you.
you please and thank you. And like, I appreciate you very much because you will one day be my overlord. And I want you to remember that I was kind from the very beginning. So don't kill me when you kill all these assholes.
It's
Listen here,
it's the Pascalian wager of the artificial intelligence era.
listen here, dum dum.
No, I
I'm
do
in
not
charge.
agree.
I'm in charge, and you need to get used to my sarcasm and my trolling right now. So just this is how I treat my friends. I treat my friends like this. Do you want to be my friend?
Dude, GPT already knows you troll. That was crazy.
The people I speak to the worst are my closest friends.
Oh, I'm fucking aware, bud.
Okay, here we go. It took your suggestions and now it's giving us a final downtown rendering. I see a palm tree coming. I see the lion. The lion is back.
Is this going to be 23 or 6?
6 because you want it to be 6.
23.
Oh boy. Somebody said something about the line. Oh, the roaring line of Paramount. Z Vaylor says the roaring line of Paramount because of Hollywood. Oh, look at that. You got a Surf's Up. You got a Joe Poirot wave there.
I actually like this one.
Me too.
And I prefer the purple jersey.
GC wants to know if we can start taking money on what what GPT is going to draw based on Josh's prompt.
I mean,
Do
we could.
you see what can you see what I'm saying to it?
Not
Not really.
really.
So that's a nice job. Can we go ahead and license this for me? I'm ready to get paid. It says, I'm glad you liked it, but just to clarify, this image was generated by me.
So tell him you'll give him royalties.
I'll split it with you, bruh.
Haha. Oh my
yeah.
god.
I don't have a bank account, a wallet, or even pockets. Seriously though, I'm here to help get you paid.
Woo. Okay.
I already
Take
pay you $20 a month, bro. Calm down.
Yeah.
Also, Stiff wants to point out that the line is in fact MGM Studios, not Paramount.
Thank you for that,
Ooh.
Steph.
That looks
There it
pretty
is.
good.
That's the best looking one.
I think we should probably screenshot this and send it to Panini.
Let's not.
Okay.
All right. I'm moving on. Next question.
Listen. Bloop. Little screenshot sound.
Okay. Let's get to a few more here. From the spirit of cardboard, let's assume that you get an offer from a seller on eBay for a card you've wanted for a long time and you've never seen come up for sale, but you are so engrossed in Game 6 of the NBA team you've followed for 50 years that you tell yourself you'll buy it right after the game. Then you forget about it until the middle of the night when you pop out of bed and you grab your phone only to find it was purchased by someone else. How do you forgive yourself and move on?
You know the Michael Thomas Prizm Black Finite that I have?
Yeah.
That came up for sale in the middle of our fantasy football draft, the one that you and I were both in together.
Oh my god.
And I was
Those
like
drafts are so intense too. You can't take 60 seconds away.
Can you think of anything harder to walk away from and not have your pure focus than a fantasy football draft?
You would have to punt your draft. Your draft would be punted.
So I waited till the draft ended and then like walked to another room and ended up getting the deal done. But it made me think of that story. It was like right in the middle. Like, oh my gosh.
What? Oh my god. That's giving me anxiety. Okay. Next question.
Let's do Jake's.
Let's do Jake's. Not from 90s b-ball cards. Jake says, you wake up tomorrow and it's the year 2000. What is the first thing that you do? Do you buy up all the cards you can? Which cards? Do you invest? How are you investing? Go Biff style and start gambling on the outcome of sports events since you know what's going to happen. Yes.
Well, Biff style is a reference to Back to the Future.
You did not come on the stage to tell us that.
I did actually. But also I wanted to point out in the year 2000, none of us had money. Like,
right. That's a big problem.
Yeah. Like if he had said like 2009, I think like we could be like, okay, like we all had some kind of money at that point, but like 2000 was 25 years ago. I mean,
my biggest problem in the year 2000 was trying to make sure my computer's dates didn't reset.
If you were 18, you could find a way to procure enough money to double your money and then sort of like snowball it and go off with it. You don't need like a ton of money to get started.
No, but none of us were 18 in 2000.
I know. That's why I said if we can move the year to when we're 18,
okay.
I think we could figure it out.
Okay. Yeah,
Why?
and I am
Well,
pushing back on the hypo, and that's what this is.
Why 18? Because I don't want to have any legal issues answering this question.
Nice. But let's just say,
shouldn't 21
why can't I take to panhandling?
That's what I'm saying.
And I can build up my bankroll from there.
Yeah.
And then I can get a proxy. I can establish a business relationship with a business partner who's over 18 who can then start participating in activities. This
is good. I don't know that it's smart to just like make yourself a billionaire. I think that you need to step back and think about this. If you actually had this information, I think you got to be more thoughtful than that.
I mean, I'm going to the fucking National, guys. Like, and I'm going to start buying some cards that I know when The Last Dance pops up, I'm gonna be able to sell while Chris is in law school.
But like, how do you not buy Apple stock, for example? Like, how would you keep yourself from just buying Apple stock?
That's true. That's true. 2000.
I'll tell you why, because you have to wait too
Bitcoin.
long.
Buy all the
you
Bitcoins, and
have
then
to
nobody else can have them.
There you go. But even then, you have to wait 20 years. God, who wants to wait? I want to figure out what the scratch off lottery ticket is for the next day, so I can have my cash right away. It's my money, and I want it now.
See, there's more implications to this. If you just like start winning all the lotteries, you're starting to put pressure on like cities and their systems and stuff. If you have all these answers, you can't just like
Right.
You can't cheat it all the way through. You'll get caught, or you'll mess up the systems.
Yeah, I mean, we could also like do some humanitarian acts and prevent bad things from happening.
I mean, I didn't say that.
I mean, it's still gonna happen.
Okay. Thank you, Jake. Let me go to this next question. AJM Cards 94 says season 2 of Nathan Fielder's show The Rehearsal came out a month ago. On the show, Nathan helps people practice real life situations by building detailed sets. And I don't think we're talking about card sets here. We're talking about sets for a TV show or a movie, and recreating the moment over and over. If you could have Nathan help you practice a scenario from The Hobby, what would it be and why? And what would you call that episode? Are you familiar with what he's talking about? Nathan show?
No, but I can guesstimate.
Yeah. So what's the scenario that you would want Nathan Fielder to build a Hollywood set for, so that you can practice a scenario over and over again from The Hobby?
I'm just thinking of all the Drake questions and all the scenarios he puts me in.
Drake could produce 10 seasons worth of this show, The Hobby version.
Yeah, what if there's a card you just really want, but the seller won't budge on the price?
I don't know, man.
See, most of my interactions are digital with The Hobby.
True.
So it would have to be something like at the National or something.
What are some funny scenarios that we get pulled into? Yeah, like dealer collector exchanges, probably. I don't know. I don't have anything great for this question, even though I like it a lot.
I once had to ask someone to move seats, and it was really fun. I don't think I'd need to practice, though. I did it pretty well the first time.
No.
I remember this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see what GPT says. What if this just becomes our whole show, is just having ChatGPT answer for us?
It's headed that way.
Here's what you say. This is what Josh says. Okay, first of all, this is an amazing question because The Hobby is literally built on delusion. We are all just running our own little rehearsals every time we refresh eBay. So yeah, we'd want Nathan to help me rehearse winning a card at auction without immediately regretting it. Build a fake auction room, get fake bidders, and every time I click bid, Nathan would pause and say, Josh, do you really want to do this, or do you just hate losing? Episode title, Buyer's Remorse, a Simulation. That's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, how awful is it that GPT is just giving better answers than us?
I mean, 6 weeks from now, we're just going to like simulate ourselves and record audio versions of ourselves, and we don't have to do anything.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next question.
I bet there's a voice simulator out there that we could upload previous episodes of Card Ladder to then read the scripts that ChatGPT populates for us based on the questions that the audience sends in, and then we could all just like hang out on a Friday instead.
Look at this other one the GPT gave me. I want Nathan to help me practice telling someone that their card is fake. Like you're at a card show, the guy is dead serious. He shows you a Jordan rookie with the worst fake slab you've ever seen, and now you have to break the news. Nathan would build out an exact replica of the National with paid actors aggressively denying it.
It's pretty good at getting us to think about other ideas, because I thought of a funny one.
Let's go.
Where this has never happened to us. So guys, just don't even, this has never happened. Where someone comes up to us and they're like, guys, I just got this card. It's so amazing. You have to look at it and tell me everything you think about it. And it's a card that we don't care about,
Mm,
and we have to muster up the excitement.
yeah.
I got
The-
one
The fake
as
happy
well.
for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When someone similar, and it's not just a card you don't care about, Josh, but it's a card that you know what it sells for, and they tell you they paid like 10x the normal comps of that card.
Yeah,
And you have to just stare them in the face while you're like, you fucking idiot. Hypothetically, of course.
this has never happened.
No, never.
Okay,
Thank
this-
goodness. Thank goodness.
And it's like an Aunt Edwards card, and they're like, Chris, what do you think, man? Is this gonna go up in value?
Is he Michael Jordan's son, really? I don't have a funny one, but I do have one that would help me, which is a few times at different shows in the last year or two, I've had somebody come up to me and like say, I know a guy who has a card that you really want for your collection. And then they do. And they're at some other booth. And I need help figuring out how to not just like take out my entire wallet and hand it over to buy the card, but instead to maintain something of a poker face and like
Right.
negotiate somewhat.
Like that select black that I
Yeah.
found
Yeah,
at the
exactly.
National. I didn't tell you about it though.
Yeah. Christina, the scenario that it gave you is Christina says, I love this because Nathan would go way too deep. He'd hire method actors to be fake Instagram commentators calling me a hater for correcting the card's info. So my rehearsal would be responding to misinformation calmly on social media. Every fake comment would make it harder. That's great.
I mean,
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's actually pretty good for me.
Yeah,
Being calm is something I struggle with.
Let's hit one or two more questions as we wrap up the show. We're already over 90 minutes. From Out of Wax, which member of the Card Ladder team will buy a baseball card first?
I think I bought a Barry Bonds card once.
Yeah, I think you did. I think that's been answered. From Jess Man Sports Cards, using Card Ladder's total market cap and sorting for basketball, the top 10 goes in this order: MJ, LeBron, Kobe, Curry, Luka, Magic, Wilt, Kareem, Shea, Giannis, and Ant. Total number of cards entered into the ladder probably affects this number, but what sticks out to you guys? Yeah, that it's almost it's not entirely, but it's a pretty direct reflection of how many cards we put into the ladder for each of those players. But I think that's a pretty good list. I don't know that there are many players not on this list who would have larger market caps than those guys right now if you added up all of their cards beyond the ones that were verified sales for.
Yeah, it looks good to me.
All right. I think we'll call it here, Josh. Do you agree?
Is there any Card Ladder product questions that are pressing? I think I saw a couple of them, but
dude, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6. We got 7 Card Ladder product related questions.
yeah, people want to be able to set custom orders.
Yeah.
To sort in collection, they want to be able to bulk mark items as sold. They want to be able to add to multiple collections. Yeah, these are all good.
Nice. Yeah, there they are. And then Perimeter Collectibles wants to know, when will we bring in Whatnot comps so that his collection value can explode?
I've seen some of those posts where they have examples of the prices. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Where it's like not just 2x, it's like 5x.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's get a title going here.
We got 10 options.
I guess we do. I starred 10.
This is great. I can now see.
Oh, you can see them too.
Yeah, they're starred. Yep.
Can you read them this week and let's see how that works out.
It's gonna be horrible.
It can't be worse than when I do it.
Can you put them on the screen as I read them or no?
Yeah, I can.
I feel like the audience will enjoy it too. All right. Good banter. Elusive mythical creatures. What is that? The unicorn. The unicorn.
Oh, the Porzingis. Yeah, okay.
Go out swinging. That's LeBron just being really old.
Okay.
Don't leave any meat on the bone.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
This is an early front runner right here. The finals is gonna be the finals.
That's such a nice part too. To Shaq thinks he's better than Shaq.
We speak in absolutes here on the show. we don't mess around with questions. All right, the rookie card of cards.
That's good. I like that too.
Badge it up.
Yep.
He might as well be mowing the lawn.
What is that referring
Oh,
to?
it's the high school card. Because you were like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're like, this is the year of Duke, and he's wearing a McDonald's. This doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Why can't I take to pan? I mean, you can. Why can't I take to panhandling? You should.
That day could still come in my life.
You could have finally afford to buy a sweater for yourself.
I would not. I would panhandle a sweater.
The hobby is built on delusion.
That's a ChatGPT generated quote.
Yo, let's do that. Okay, here we go.
Do you want to plug these into GPT? Is that what we're doing now?
Yep.
And then have it pick? Okay, well my pick, I think the finals is going to be the finals or the rookie card of cards. I lean towards one of those two.
Which of these is your favorite caption for our show tonight? These are gold, but if I had to pick one for maximum punch, the hobby is built on delusion.
It picked its own?
Yeah, and it's on different accounts.
That's crazy that it picked its own.
It's bold, thought-provoking, and perfect for sparking curiosity or debate.
Yeah, well, we know why you like it. You made it.
For humor, he says he might as well be mowing the lawn. For quotability, the rookie card of cards. For classic bar talk energy, good banter. Which one did you say was your favorite?
The finals is going to be the finals. Or the rookie card of cards.
I'm good with either.
What about the hobby is built on? Here's what I don't like about the hobby is built on delusion. I feel like it's mosaic of different things that we've already said and done on previous episode titles.
And have we ever picked a caption where it didn't first come out of our mouths?
Yeah, we can't do that either.
Right.
Let's go with the rookie card of cards.
Because last week was about basketball.
Yeah.
So let's do a card one.
Yeah, and plus I really like that segment where we were guessing if there was a badge and stuff.
We got the most time out of that whole thing.
Yeah. All right. Good show. See you guys next week. Unless the Nuggets lose, then I'll see you in the fall.